I got you blocked. Hold on, Skip. I'm sorry. We on live. Skip, can you hear me?
Yeah, you muted me. Why'd you mute me?
I didn't do it. It did. I don't know.
Okay, what's up, people? Yes, I can hear you fine. What's up? What's up? What's up? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another version of the Qtr Podcast. As you can see, we're 2 members short tonight. Get better quickly, fellas. As far as Kev goes, I think Abe is working, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. Well, we're gonna carry on, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know how we do. We're gonna tackle some topics, and hopefully we can get some feedback from you guys, as always. And we can have a good show. So,
pretty much.
We'll talk about.
We're gonna get into how was your weekend, Skip? What did you get into?
Hey man, let's see. This past weekend, me and the wife, we hung out Valentine's Day. I ended up having to go to take myself to the hospital. I had a gout flare up. My hand got so big that my skin was tight. I felt like it was gonna burst.
Oh wow!
It was that bad. So I had to go, take care of myself, get some shots, and they changed my medication, et cetera, et cetera. But had a good weekend, man. Me and the wife hung out, and that was just pretty much it.
Okay, wonderful. Too much going on around here. I know it was Love Day, so I just pretty much hung out here at the house and.
You say Love Day? Is that what you call it, Love Day?
Love Day, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff going on. Love was in the air over the weekend and things of that nature, but hey, it is.
I look at that different than most people. I don't consider Valentine's Day a love day. I consider it another day. It's just that one people celebrate for whatever reason they celebrate it for. Because to me, it has no significance no more than February the 13th or the 15th. It's the day somebody decided this is the day you buy your wife candy and flowers. So when they say, oh, like you said, oh, it's love day, this and that, nah, it's just a day. Like I look at my birthday, it's just another day. But that's just me.
But yeah, we want to start off. We had the All-Star game over this past weekend, a different format. Where we had the stars versus stripes versus the world. And before we get into the parts of the game, I wanted to ask Skip's opinion of, did you like this different format that they showed in the All-Star game?
No, I didn't like it. The one thing, I didn't watch it live. I watched it. I was in and out. But what I hate about it is there's more chances for these superstars to injure themselves, all these games. The All-Star weekend has always been about fun. It's been one competitive game, a dunk contest and a three-point contest. Now they're the USA against the world and all that there. Now you got the old against the young and blah, 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 blah. It's too much for these guys who making 30 or 40 million a year to have to go out on one weekend and play that many games like that. Now, granted, they only play 2, 3, but All-Star weekend is supposed to be relaxed, laid back, have fun type thing. When a competitive juice gets to flowing, like what Anthony Edwards said, when them juices get to flowing, as a competitor, I got to show you. I got to give it to you. I ain't young, and most of these young cats, they heal like we used to when we were young. But the fact of the matter is this: they make too much money to injure themselves in something where they should be having fun, celebrating the fans. I think it should be one competitive game, the dunk contest, three-point contest, keep it moving. I think they're doing too much to try to bring the fan back, in my opinion, but that's just me.
It was a different showcase because what you had was the world, because we have a lot of international players now that they're showcasing, and it's like a pickup game to me. Well, who got next? And your group, and you had the stars and the stripes, where the stripes, I believe, with the younger of the stars in the NBA versus the older statesmen. It was interesting, a little competitive. I didn't see they had the lights dim in the arena, so you couldn't see the crowd like that. So I don't know if it was a full house, because usually you see all the fans all over the arena and how they're reacting to some of the stuff. But I've seen a little bit of basketball. Like I said, it just reminded me of we watching a pickup game. Was it competitive? Was it a little bit entertaining? Yes. But I knew something. I seen Ant-Man, who was the MVP. Shout out to him, Atlanta, Georgia, in the house. But he had 2 big diamond clustered earrings in his ear playing in the game. Mm-hmm. So at first I was like, wait a minute. You don't play like that in a regular game, so why you got these earrings on? And it made me think, like, are they going to be really playing hard, or are they really going to be going at it? And he was going at cats. Wembyana is a monster. And I'm going to say this. Joker didn't play, and Luka didn't play, and Shea Gilders didn't play for the world team. If they would have played, they would have smoked.
I don't think so.
They would have smoked them. Because I'm talking about, and the reason why I'm telling you that, there's too much going on. LeBron and the team look old at the end. They had on their team. But I'm talking about, you got Shea, Joker, Wemby, and Luka all on one team.
Right. I don't think they would. I'm going to tell you why I don't think. You got you. I'm going to tell you why I don't think they would have smoked them. Because the people that took those shots that kept them in the game, Luka would have took the shots. Luka would have beat the ball up and down the court. Now, don't get me wrong. Luka has learned to pass a lot more now that he's playing with LeBron. But somebody would have suffered. You got Wemby and Joker playing the same position. Now, Wemby could have went to the 4. I got you. But then you got Luka on the 2, or maybe the 1. And you got Shea on the 2. It ain't enough basketballs. It don't matter because all of them can do individual things. But if all 4 of them on the court, somebody got to give way to somebody else. You get what I'm saying? So saying they would have smoked them, I don't see it. I feel like that would have been another level for Ant and LeBron and all the rest of them to turn their game up too. Let's not make it like LeBron is that old where he can't get 30 if he want to. KD can't get 30 if he want to.
Well, like I said, the way the setup was, it seemed like LeBron and the team kept caught a fire, and they had their spark, and then it's like they gave out of gas. Being that Anthony Edwards' team then went back there and got to sit down and rest because they lost and was able to come back. I like that part of it. I just wish we still had East-West, but with all the stars all over these different teams, one team was going to be all the way stacked, meaning it would have been the West against the East. The East doesn't have those many all-stars on their side like that. So you would have, somebody probably would have got snubbed. Somebody probably would have got a lot of playing time.
But the format they could have used, though, was the one they used before. You pick the two highest vote getters, pick their teams from the people that got selected for the All-Star. If it's 15 on each team, so 30 people got selected, get the 2 highest vote getters, the one highest from the East, one highest from the West. You pick your team out of the pool. You get what I'm saying? Almost like a draft. Remember they were doing that before with LeBron and and James Harden got picked last because he dribbled too much. Remember they made a big joke about that? That echo. You hear that? Oh, okay. But anyway, that's the way to do that. If the West is top heavy like they are, then you just go back to the draft. 2 highest vote getters draft their players, and you go play basketball. But all this one team play because they won, they get the rest, and the other team got to keep playing. Just so happen to be the older guys. To me, that's you muddy in the waters. And when you say they gave out of gas, who plays double headers of basketball?
Well, they were playing, of course, like a 12-minute clock or whatever it was. The clock was. Interesting. They professional. It was like they were playing 4 quarters. So basically, it was still 4 quarters.
You're right.
They were
but you're playing 2 different levels of talent.
There you go. So I think,
that's like playing a double header.
But see, they brought it on themselves. That's how I look at it. When they were playing around in the game, not playing hard, not doing some of the things that was supposed to get done. I did. Now this is what I got to push back on the NBA about. With all the different networks that the games are coming on and stuff, it was hard to find Saturday night NBA with the dunk contest 3-point. I missed the 3-point. I didn't even see that because I don't know where it was at.
Me either.
Now I ran across the dunk contest just barely, and I caught that. But here we go again with the dunk contest. Yeah, that's where I was going with. With the dunk contest, you have a guy that win, and I want to say he is on a 2-way contract, if I'm correct, with the Miami Heat. But we still not getting that superstar to be in this dunk contest.
Well, it don't carry the same weight it once carried.
Why? In your
because
opinion?
the dunk doesn't mean in this era what it meant back then. When I was playing and I played semi-pro basketball, to say that I had delusions of going to the NBA, that's as far as I got. Like elite basketball. But when I played growing up, our object was to dunk on you, to humiliate you. It was to show you that I'm the man. You can't guard me. Now the dunk is to get the crowd into it. Where when Dominique or Jordan or somebody came down to dunk, they let you know, get out my way, because this is what's going to happen. I'm gonna dunk on you. I'm gonna take your manhood or whatever, whatever the challenge is. So now the dunk is more to get the crowd hype, to get you started. It doesn't carry the same weight it once carried. That's why all the superstars got in the dunk contest back in the day. I want to show y'all what else I can do. Superstars nowadays don't care about it. That's why you're not having a minute. It don't carry the same weight.
I'm gonna give you some pushback on that.
Okay.
And my pushback is, if one superstar would have got in it, it would have continued.
I don't think so.
All the greats before this gentleman got in it. If you think about it, the only one who ain't never did it that was a dunker is Mr. James. Okay. And when Mr. James did not do it, he is the face of the NBA. We knew this. This is what it was. Him being in the dunk contest would have kept it going, in my opinion, with the top-notch superstars coming in, being in it. Now that we're seeing guys that we don't even see play on a regular basis, that's why we're not getting the fanfare that we're getting, regardless of if you're saying that it ain't like it used to. Hell, that's what we see. We don't see none highlights on ESPN, but what? Somebody shooting a 3 and somebody dunking. We don't see no other.
That's how the game changed.
And again, no skill besides Shea taking the mid-range game. We don't see the big man with his back to the basket on more. They shooting 3s. You see what I'm saying? So you can wear it like this. Steph Curry changed the game with a 3-point is the highlight now, where they got him pulling up for logo, and then not having the top superstar not being in one of these events. That at one point in time, when I was growing up, that's where you seen your superstar to compete one-on-one versus somebody in that type of skill set.
Exactly. And then back then, we didn't have the internet. So the only time we got to saw them was when they was playing on TV. Now you can go back and pull up any game you want to pull up in their career on the internet. And, you kind of make me think like you agree with Stephen A. Smith that LeBron ruined the dunk contest.
The reason why I'm saying this has nothing to do with him.
I'm just saying he said that LeBron ruined it by not competing.
They stated, okay, Kent, that's what I was wondering. But he stated, and he told a lie, and I got to say he told a lie, because he said it while he was dunking one time, and Magic interviewed him. He said, hey, man, I'm going to put up whatever it is to get you in this dunk contest next year. He stated, I'm going to be in it.
Okay.
Never did it. Okay. Never did it. And just like they said, even when they played in the bubble, when they played before, that crazy dude, I can't think of his name. He said, if LeBron playing, we all playing. You see what I'm saying? So if you have a player of that magnitude, regardless if it's him.
Kyrie?
Huh?
To my Kyrie?
No, not Kyrie. It's gonna come to me. Not Kyrie, not superstar. He's an irritant. He one of the people that be messing with fun. You know the guy that always be starting fights and messing with people on their teams. Anyway, he made you know what I'm talking about. He's not playing any longer. I can't think his name right now, but he made the statement, if Brian playing, we playing. So when you have somebody of that magnitude, of that height, he gets in it, it'll make somebody say, okay, I know I can't beat him one-on-one, but maybe I can beat him in a dunk contest.
And that's probably why he didn't get into it. LeBron's a competitor like everybody else. I don't want to lose. I'm not as creative as y'all think. The dunks y'all see in the game, that's it. Now, can I jump from the three-point line? Of course I can. But how many times can you do that in the dunk contest? You get what I'm saying? Can I put my head over, put my chin on the rim? Of course I can. Well, once upon a time. But how many times can you do that in one dunk contest? You get what I'm saying? Jordan was creative. He had the moves. Kobe, you know, all those guys, Vince Carter, they had different dunks they can go to. They could make stuff up on the fly. LeBron ain't that kind of dunker.
You don't think so?
No.
Go look when he did the dunk contest in high school. He did a dunk contest in high school against some of these other up-and-coming stars. He won it when they was hyping him up. That's what I'm saying. If you have, and I agree with what you saying, fam, the Ant-Mans and the Aaron Gordons and so forth, Ant-Man is one. That if we gonna push the envelope, go be in the dunk contest. Now I know they're not doing it because now, again, back then, it was how you got your shoe contract and got certain monies and accolades on that level. Now they getting it when they step on the court. They got all these different brands. They got all these different things. So there's no push for them to do it like it was before.
Because of the internet. Back then, you made the say that that's why the Super Bowl commercials and all those commercials were so fire back in the day. Because there wasn't no internet. You know, you had to wait for the newspaper or wait for the news. But when you was watching the All-Star game or the Super Bowl, every commercial was must-see TV. Did you see the commercial on the Super Bowl this year? All of them was garbage. So now that everything is so in your face and you can go get it when you get ready because of the internet, it's taking the luster out of all of those, the dunk contests. That's just what it is. But to say because LeBron said he was going to get in it and he didn't, that's what stopped everybody else? Nah. I feel like if those people that's got him on the contract, those endorsers or endorsement guys or girls would have said, hey, we need to see you in the dunk contest and promote this shoe. Blah, 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 blah. Because it's about money. That's what it's about now. And these guys earning $40 million a year. Oh no, I'm not going to tear my ankle about that. Wow.
Well, like I said, outside of that, that was one thing I used to as a kid. Wanted to see the dunk contest, 3-point shootout, Rising Stars Challenge, where we got the sophomores versus the rookies and things of that nature. But other than that, great weekend for the NBA. I just got to the point where some of these All-Star games and festivities are losing their luster because these guys have all this money now and have all this stuff. And the game is getting pushed internationally too. Go ahead, Skip.
Well, if it's about everybody making all that money, do like they do the in-season tournament. Make it a payout. Make it a payout. The guys that come play there. It's $1 million per player. What they make? $750,000 per player if they win the in-season tournament. It's either $500,000 or $750,000. Do the All-Star game like that. I guarantee you, they'll be like, "Oh man, we need to win." Now it's a little more competitive. You get what I'm saying? Or give them a ring. Make it a ring for the All-Star champion ring, something. Make them play for something other than showing off for the fans. Because let it have been about some money. And Luka and them would have played. Yeah, they got plenty of money. But just like the in-season tournament, they were seriously trying to win that. Now, don't get me wrong, the wins count in the win-loss bracket. But give them an incentive. You're giving away money anyway. You're printing it on your own. So okay, let's keep it going with the money. That's what's draw. That's the draw. So there you go.
Pretty much. So that's the NBA weekend that we get back to regular season play and so forth. We got to touch on a little football here in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins released Tyreek Hill and they released Bradley Chubb. You will see a lot of more, as we would say, cap casualties or money that these teams are trying to save in the offseason and so forth. And what you think? He dislocated ankle and toe ACL. He's 32 years old. Huh?
Chubb?
No, Cheetah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he dislocated his ankle.
Dislocated, huh?
I knew about the ACL. I didn't know about the ankle.
And the ankle. That all happened on that one play. He's 32 years old. You know, we know his off the field troubles.
And that's his problem.
With the kids and all that and the baby mama situation that had nothing to do with it. But he had a big cap hit and he's an older wide receiver. You bringing in a new coach, new philosophy, and whatever the case may be in. And you know, do I think hopefully Cheetah does recover and be able to get on a team? I just don't know who. And Skip, what in your opinion a team he can go to? Right now, somebody said he can go to the Chargers and play. You think
4 or 5 teams he can go to and play.
But
what about all that baggage? What about all that baggage he's bringing with him? No, he's an off the field problem. The same thing they labeled T.O. as when T.O. was performing top notch. Cheetah is that. He's what they accused T.O. of being, because T.O. was just, I ain't gonna let you talk to me in kind of way, but put him on that football field and it's lights, camera, action. Cheetah is everything they accused T.O. of. So I get the feeling he ain't gonna play this year. I don't think nobody's gonna pick him up because of his off the field problems.
Well, he's gonna get some of his money, but I don't.
Yeah, the guaranteed portion.
I think he need a change of scenery.
Of course. Who gonna pick him up though?
Huh?
What team can he go to and they'll accept him for who he is, who the persona he's created?
Well, he's gonna go to, if he go to a team with a hard-nosed coach. So they had him pencil maybe not the San Diego, I'm going to say it, the Chargers, the LA Chargers. You know, unfortunately, this team here, they can use his services, but they don't have a quarterback in place right now because their quarterback is hurt. It's several teams that, because he's going to
Harbaugh don't take him.
Who?
Harbaugh said the coach of the Chargers, right?
Yeah, one of the Chargers. Yeah.
You think he gonna take Tyreek Hill?
He'll take it.
No.
You got to think about it. Yeah, the Chiefs is a good spot for him probably to go back to, but they're going to get him at a lower price. Just think about it. Your team would take it at a lower price clip.
When they get rid of wide receivers, they need to take me.
So, you know, I say this. Would you take Cheetah or Brandon Ayuk?
I would take Brandon Ayuk.
He don't even want to play.
You asked me would I take it. If he want his money, he gonna play.
He gone.
That same $27 million he talking about we took from him. But see, nobody's talking about the reason it was taken. You don't just get to dictate to your boss how you gonna work.
And that's right.
But again, Brandon Ayuk is a younger body, bigger frame. Once I would take him over Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill 5 years ago, no, of course not. But right now, today, yes. And we threw Debo to the Wolves, and Ayuk felt some kind of way left out. Kittle is hurt all up. He might not come back. I mean, this is front office stuff here, man. We're talking about
with both parties. That's what I'm saying. So somebody's gonna give him a shot, depending if he can pass a physical, how healthy he comes back. He will get a shot. But you know, the Chiefs. To me, I told my son today, I said, you better watch out because y'all might be getting him back for a lower cost.
Gub 3000 say, shout him out. There you go, Gub. We shouted you out, brother. You done typed it in caps. You done typed it in caps 3 times.
We don't be doing shout outs. So, hey, what's up, man?
And Jaden, we see you. What's up? We responded. So we
appreciate you tuning in, man. We really appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you, Jaden. We got y'all, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We really do. Appreciate y'all.
Okay, but yeah, man. His talent would get him on the team, but I think his outlook and the way the things he's doing off the field would get him on a short leash. I'm talking about his contract would be worded so if he sneezes the wrong way, they can get him and get all their money back.
Yeah, I mean, because
Yeah.
he had the speeding in the car. He has the stuff that went on at the house with the ex-wife and all that type of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that's going to entail coming into an organization. That's why I was saying it's going to take a coach that's established. He can't go to no rookie coach or first, second tier coach to deal with what he has going on off the field. And now you're going to have to, of course, he's a veteran coming off
Yeah, so
injury.
veteran minimum gonna kick in anyway, regardless of how much.
And you gotta think about it. How much of him you gonna have, and in what percentile? Is he gonna be 100%? Is he gonna be an old cheater? Are you gonna get a 75% cheater that was running at 100 miles and running? He might be running at, 95, 92 now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, that's still better than 75% of the league.
Yes,
his 95%, his 92%. So, like I said, if he comes back and plays football, then he got his pick of teams. But with his track record while he's been in Miami, man, I don't think he's had a clean year outside of the first year he was there. Without any incidents, without any media stuff, none of that. So the same stuff that they were killing former previous wide receivers for, he's getting away with. And he's barely skating by. So who's going to take that gamble to give him 12, 15 million a year, and we might not have him for 10 games? No. I think he's going to have to take a pay cut and get what he's going to get from the Dolphins on the back end and play, or he ain't going to play this year.
Gotcha. I want us to touch on something. I didn't put it in that thing. I want to go back to this James Pierce situation that we talked about, because the most stuff is coming out, and now that I see that the young lady, she said she wants to testify, Skip, because she said it's the most stuff that she wants to discuss. And I'm like, okay, what else do we have to discuss now? Because if you didn't say anything now, what narrative are we trying to bring?
It's about money.
What are we trying to bring? And what I did see, they were showing how long they had been together, and both of them started at $0 when they first started dating. I think she got a little bit of NIL money or something while she was in school. He was still at like $0. She jumped up to, let's say, $1-2 million. He was still at $0. And then in a overnight, bam, he up 16 million, and your money is dwindling down.
Right.
And I understand by no means am I condoning no domestic violence of no kind on neither party.
Right.
Of any kind. But I'm just trying to figure out the signs that he showed in this one incident. This had to be happening before now.
It could have been threats. I mean, you got to think everything has to start somewhere. This could have been the start of it. It could have been, all right, girl, all right, and shake her or something like, you keep on playing with me, I'm going to show you. It could have been all that. We don't know. So for us to say it's been going on for 10 years or 5 years or how long they've been together, we don't know that.
Yeah.
All we know is what happened. This could have been the first time, and she was like, oh, no, I ain't putting up with that. Let me put a stop to this now. Call the police. Or, like you said, she could have been a bad woman and just taken it. But the reason, in my opinion, she's going to court to testify is because of what you just said. When she was up and he was down, she was there. Now he's up and she's down, and since I put the police on him, I need my money back. Or I will agreed upon what we was going to do, split. So, wait, I see you written over D.
Nah, man, my name started with a D, man. What up, though?
Okay, Daniels, and everybody in the chat. We see y'all.
What up, though? Yeah, I know this. Yeah, blue my favorite color. Then my name started with a D. That's what we got wrong with. But what up, though? I give y'all representation.
But let me say this to everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. But just because you comment, we don't stop our thought and say, "Oh, let me shout you out."
Yeah.
Time to get to your comments, big dog. And ladies and gentlemen, we will. We're going to try our best.
Yeah, we got you.
I posted on my comment. Come on, man. You typed it 2 minutes later.
Yeah, we got you, man. We got you. We appreciate everybody. Hey, while y'all want us to shout you out, hit the like and share button. We'll really appreciate
And
that.
subscribe, man. Subscribe so y'all know when we come on. There you go.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. But back to what we were saying though, man, and it ain't just his situation, it's so many athletes.
But it's a young, stupid mind being
Yeah.
given life-changing money and no education about this money. I think now when you go into college and you get this NIL, it should come with mandatory accounting classes, money management classes. You gotta have this. You gotta learn what to do and what not to do. I hear stories about some of the older players, that's probably on their way out of the league now, how they got their first check, they want to spend it all. And the lawyer calls and say, hey, half that, the IRS go take that money. You got to pay tax on that. Oh, you got to pay the agent. Wait a minute, you got to pay this here. You don't just because you got $1 million signing bonus, don't mean the whole $1 million is yours. Those are the types of things that guys like Shaq and all those other guys had to learn on the fly because there was nobody there to teach them. Now you're giving kids money in college. It should come with some strings. You got to take this money management class when you get your first check.
It's a free for all because, like you said, you got kids 18, 19, 20 years old that have $4-5 million in their pocket. What really can you tell him as a position coach? What can you really have any conversation with some of these people and say anything? And you walking into a locker room or you walking into anywhere, like you said, life-changing money. Well, now, not only that, you got to think about the hanger-ons that's around, that's trying to get every crumb, pinch any penny, being a yes man to all the BS that you might be doing. Mm-hmm. You follow me? And along with the, sad to say, ladies and gentlemen, the groupies or all the different things they get exposed to.
It's reality. Ant-Man is proven that it's the groupie issue. Your boy from New Orleans Pelicans, Zion, groupie fever. You hitting everything coming your face. John Morant with the guys boosting him up, telling them this. You a gang member. You ain't no gang. You had your mom and daddy growing up. Sit your ass down somewhere. And that's another person. Once they get rid of him this year, this offseason, whatever, he got one more chance, man.
Well, you already seen. I mean, I know we jumping around with subjects, and we just talking about the athlete in general. But you already seen wasn't no trade value for him.
No, nobody wanted it. Nobody
wants to deal with it. So that lets you know, like you were saying previously about Tyreek, his jacket ain't clean, if you would say. That means the people that's around you. We know he's a talent. We know he's a hell of an athlete. We know he'll put butts in the seats. We know all this. But are you going to give up what you got off the field and off the court? Can we make you a model citizen in the community that we want to make you the face of this franchise? Pierce was going to almost be the face of that defense for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons haven't said anything because they want to go through the court proceedings, and I got to keep emphasizing what this is. He does not have any charges domestically against that young lady.
Not
one. And he got, with the vehicle and all that, but not no domestic violence toward her, putting his hands on her. He got it on the police officer.
And it ain't domestic violence when it's a police officer. They got him for assault.
Yes. So the narrative that everybody's putting out on Twitter and all this, oh, he's a woman beater, he's a this, that, whatever. Until she says, and we ain't heard her say this, he beat me up, he put his hands on me, or it's a record of him doing this.
This what makes it newsworthy. When you first put it in our chat, first thing I said, man, they sensationalized that. They made it bigger than what it was. He ain't got charged with no domestic nothing. It's a man and a woman in a disagreement, car fight, whatever you want to call it. But it ain't domestic. But that's how you get the news. That's how you cost people their jobs, their livelihood, and everything else. And that's the reason why the NFL ain't said nothing else, because it really ain't nothing yet.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't. So, yeah.
So,
another young fool that is gonna be in 5 years. He's gonna be talking about how much money he had and this and that. And man, I mess it up, man. I let that woman get under my skin and I ain't got nothing now. Yeah, because common sense ain't always common.
When you gotta, what is it? A young fool with money will soon depart. I mean, it is what it is. It's been the law of the land, and that's what we see. Yeah, we move right along tonight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff ain't going on. You got anything before we move on to this other topic that I wanted to get into?
No, I've been trying to catch the Olympics, man. It's just been crazy hours and stuff been coming on. I miss curling, man. Remember I told y'all I was gonna watch curling? Man, when I finally found it, it was already in some other round or whatever. I was pissed by that. But
yeah, we just watched bobsledding the other night, the one man with the women. And the bobsled, I'm very intrigued to watch that. My mom, she loves figure skating. So we'll sit and watch that. We watched the guy hit a backwards flip. He failed. And we was watching it because, you know, when you usually fall, you get a negative. And this is the first time, Skip. Have you seen any of the events where you got the meter and now they have the meter up under that we never got to see when they're doing poor? So the red meter come up or it's green when they doing good or whatever. We never got to see this before none of the Olympics from what I remember. And you can see how fast they're going. And the guy messed up in the figure skate, but he hit a backwards flip, Skip, and landed on one leg.
Now, he wasn't the first person to do that.
I know. But
they made a big deal. Oh, it's the first time in history. And they disqualified the black girl for doing it 6 years ago. It was illegal. It was an illegal move. And she did it. And they disqualified her. They said that you could tear your knee up or whatever. Let them athletes do what they want to do.
Yeah, but we were surprised. He hit a flip, landed on one leg, and they boosted up because he had failed in this same routine, hit the flip. He jumped back up and it helped the U.S. win that competition of whatever that team competition was. But, you know, if anybody get a chance, look at some of this stuff, man. It's interesting with all these different countries and the sports that they put themselves involved. I was watching, they were doing the slalom. They were going down, jumping on the skis and bouncing around. And, man, I like to see that because it's amazing how there's snow and they going down almost 100 miles an hour down a slope. And you got to go through the, you know, you got to go around the thing. Yeah, and it don't take much for you to miss that flag and it's over. And you can't go back. You got to keep going.
In that sport, when you trip, boy, you trip. You trip for half a mile. You just flipping and rolling.
Mom said she was from France.
She still was black. Yeah. No, Mama. Yeah. You bad. Thank you, Mama.
Duke, I agree with you. And I agree with you, what you saying, and like Skip was saying, with your comment.
It's not that they didn't know how to judge her. That move was illegal up until this year. People had tried it before, but they said it was you cannot do that in competition. She did it and proved that she could do it in the course of her thing, and they disqualified her for it. So no, it wasn't that they didn't know how to judge it.
But like I said, you get to see these different athletes, our best versus the world or whatever, and then you get to see some of the other competitions. And don't get me wrong, we know some of the other countries that are superior in these events. So that's why it's so hyped up that we want to see our athletes go against them, because you know some of the Asians and Chinese or whatever, they good at figure skating also.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Some of the Russians or whatever.
And the Russians, the Russians just dominated until we had to come in there and sprinkle that little dust on them, you know what I mean?
You got and you like now we got the ice hockey. Well, now, you know, back then it was Russia versus U.S. Now Canada is whatever, but you got the
Canada's been the man for the longest now.
Yeah, you got the U.S. women just whooped Canada's butt the other day.
Yeah, that's women. We ain't talking about the women. We talking about men's hockey. Canada.
But I'm just saying in general. We just talking about, you know, because Canada has been talking some trash. I'm talking about, they talking trash in the Olympics like we gonna run this, you know. So that's some of the stuff that you got to look into, and you be like, okay, this what makes me watch this sport, and see if they winning for gold.
Oh yeah, and we normally win overall in the Winter Olympics. We normally win with the amount of things there are, but it's coming, man. You know, like they say about European basketball, the competition level is catching up.
Yes,
They're training like we're training, so you know it's no longer we're more superior. Now there are certain sports, you know, that we just dominate in, but it ain't like that. It ain't like it used to be.
no, 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 it's not. No, it's not. We're gonna move on here. This is a interesting topic because we didn't touch on this, and our resident wild boy ain't here tonight with the racing and the UFC. He had he's under the weather because I know he would have been all over this. But the Daytona 500 took place over the weekend, and the guard finally got him a championship in racing. I said that just to mess with you, but
that's why I did. They made my face.
But Team Jordan finally won. But I want to back up before we get to that victory because he had to take NASCAR to court over the past, we're gonna say summer, because of some of the dealings and things that was going on in the sport. And everybody think he was suing them on just Team Jordan. He was doing it for the overall, as you want to call it, racing.
That's
and
right.
Some of the stuff that was going on. And he won. And he won. And it's quite ironic. Which is weird to me, Skip, because being us NASCAR, why is this almost the first race and this is considered a Super Bowl? I would thought they would push the Daytona back further.
Well, the reason it's like it is because of the climate.
Okay.
If you got to think. Now they still come to Florida in October, September and get pretty much the same weather they got, but it's always been that way. They still have a points championship that ends up in Indianapolis. I think it's Indy. You know, where they still got to qualify on all these races, and then when it gets down to the last 4 races, the points matter. You get seeded because of that. So, you know, winning the Daytona 500 is like you said, the World Series or the Super Bowl, but you still got to keep playing.
Yeah, and is it being that I'm just being honest with you? He didn't win. He won as an owner, far as in basketball financially, because what he bought the team for and what he sold the team for is incredible. If you go look at those numbers, did he win? Yeah, did he win an NBA championship? No, as an owner.
No.
And some people say he was unsuccessful and so forth. But if you take, and this I'm just paraphrasing because we're not looking at the numbers, but if you take $100 million and buy a franchise, and when you get ready to sell it, you sell it for $1 billion, is that not a win?
Jerry Jones paid $600 million for the Cowboys. They're worth almost $10 billion.
So even though you want to accomplish to win you a championship, he did bring the Charlotte Hornets back to Charlotte. He did get them a new facility. He put the Jordan brand on them, so forth and so on. We know what kind of weight that carries. Sold the franchise, and you see what he got out of it. Now he's into NASCAR racing. He's always been in the racing because he has a bike. They've been racing speed bikes for a long time under his logo, which everybody don't know. He's always been into it. And now NASCAR.
But see, now, one thing people that they shouldn't get confused is Jordan has no say-so on the day-to-day happenings of this NASCAR thing. He bought into a franchise that's already running. His name is what's pushing it forward. He don't get to say, no, I don't want him driving. I want him driving. He don't buy these motors, buy these motors. None of that. So when people say, oh, he owned the team, yeah, technically, yes, but he don't have the knowledge that, you know, Joe Gibbs got. You know, Joe Gibbs racing, you know, he left football and came in and got it, but you know, he built his. He didn't buy into something. You get what I'm saying? So there's a difference there, but kudos to him, man. Shout out to him. Now, controversy. Bubba Wallace drives with him. The young black kid. Now, they had 3 or 4 cars in the Daytona 500, Jordan's brand. and him and the other two drivers were doing some jockeying to try to help their guy win.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Jordan had to grab him around the waist and pull him away from the winner's circle because he was complaining about something? They had big about it. Yeah, he was pointing and making a face, and you see Jordan grab him around the waist and was in his ear, and he was trying to struggle loose. And when Jordan said what he said, he'd be like, "Okay, I got it."
If everybody don't know, and the ones that do know that's listening to it, everybody that don't know, NASCAR, you might have 2-3 cars in a race.
Yeah.
And my car might be running fast that day, and Skip's car is there. And we racing as a team because not only you gonna win as an individual, you want to win as a team too, because it's going to boost up your morale and things of that nature, sponsorship and so forth. And sometimes it's Skip's job to block.
That's right.
Other people so I can win. If my car is running that day, when we went and seen it, we noticed and we had to figure out just because this car is blue and this car is red, we still with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we playing as a team. And it's just unfortunate sometimes everybody's not going to win. You know, I don't think as of right now, some of you can help. I seen Jeff Gordon. Every time you turn around, Jeff Gordon will win.
Yeah, but that was a different kind of racing back then.
But I mean,
when they were racing, these guys were really jockeying for position. They ain't care nothing about running you up the road if you got the wrong way. You got too close to them, they run into you.
Yeah.
Now it's changed a lot. And now there's more, okay, I can't win, but let me do something to help you versus I can help you do nothing.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Skip. With Kev, we need to find out because I really want you to go and see.
I've been to races before. I just ain't go with y'all.
Oh, because we looking at it 500 or whatever it is. It's interesting to see it in person. And to see them moving around and you see it, the cars jockeying, and they don't take but a split second and they wreck.
Yeah. Never see somebody change the tire that quick in my life. And they change all four of them like that. But you know,
and go.
Yeah, it's definitely something to see. And then how all of them work in unison like they do. They fill the car with gas, change all four tires in 10 seconds. I mean, we're talking 10 seconds. I can't run to my front door in 10 seconds. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see. And then it lets you know the kind of athletes and the kind of people that these pit crews are. Because you ever see one of those tires? Man, that tire got to be a good 2.5, 3 foot wide.
Oh, yeah.
And they grab that tire and have that drill in their hand, walk around like they're holding a baby. And I was like, yeah, that's a lot of work right there. But you know, they get worth it. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, but I mean that's all we got. We finna get ready for the night. We got spring training come up, the Braves. We see Acuna has showed up to camp, the pitches and so forth. And we finna get ready for the, America's favorite pastime, as they like to say in baseball. What are your expectations if you have any?
I'm a Braves fan. I'm definitely a Braves fan. Always been. I mean, well, I was an Oakland A's fan way back with Ricky Henderson, Jose, and Mark McGrath and all that. And then once they started splitting up, I became a Braves fan. I always liked Chipper Jones, so I've been a Braves fan since Bob Horner was third baseman and Chipper played shortstop. A lot of people don't know that.
Don't you do that? Bob Horner was not the third baseman when Chipper was playing. You said Bob Horner. Chipper
what was it?
Playing. Who?
I said Bob Horner was a third baseman, and when Chipper came to the Braves, he was a shortstop. That's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Chipper got drafted out of college as a shortstop.
I thought you said they were playing together.
I said I've been there since Bob Horner was a third baseman and Chipper Jones was a shortstop.
Gotcha.
I ain't said we play together. Thank you. Anyway, I think we're one player away. We got all the talent name-wise, but I don't think it's pitching we need. I think it's defense. I think it's defense. I think it's defense. We can have all the best pitchers in the world, and they still score 30 runs because we ain't got no defense. Think about it. when we won the World Series, look who our outfielders was. With Andrew Jones, we had
Hold on, Skip. I got to push back. Drew didn't get no championship.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You had Grissom.
Justice.
Grissom.
Go ahead. I'm talking about outfield. Grissom was second. Anyway, we had a defense too. We had Marquise Grissom play second base.
He played center field, sir. Marquise Grissom played center field. You got no. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
He did. You
got to blur. Anyway. We got 2 championships. So you got 2 championships.
Yes.
You got
Justice won one, and then
Acuna
won. But I still say we need defense. If we put too much money in our pictures, we ain't gonna have nothing else. We don't have no money to do nothing else.
Well, you got
we show up that outfield, man.
You fine tune in a lot. If everybody stays, the problem is the Braves can't stay healthy. That's my opinion. They can't stay healthy. I'm gonna push back on you. They need you got Chris Sale. Braves need some more pitching. Because if you think about it, when it come down to October baseball, what you gotta have, Skip? What I tell you, you need 2 studs. That's all you need. You need 2 studs and you need a bullpen. You got 2 studs, they gonna win you 2 games. You gotta win 4. You need them to shut down.
At the end of having all that stuff, you got to play defense.
I agree, but if they can't hit the ball, you ain't got to worry about the defense.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? And to me,
you got to win 4. You got to win 4.
To me, the Achilles heel has been pitching, and they go cold in October. They can't hit the ball. That year after the World Series, they hit all them home runs. You get in the playoffs and can't hit the ball. Well, you set the record for all them home runs. But like I said, we'll get in more baseball talk as it go. We're gonna get ready to talk about the draft. The draft will be coming up, and I'm talking about it's coming up quickly for the NFL.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see where this boy gonna go. This Indiana quarterback.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting, and not a real heavy quarterback draft this year. Gonna be very, very interesting where they end up. But that's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. I know we got a short night tonight, but we thank everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. What's your last take you got, Skip?
Let's talk about your guy from with the Falcons, man, the linebacker, Pierce. This should be a wake-up call to all young kids in the NFL now. Women are going to throw themselves at you. Money is going to afford you a lot of things that you once couldn't open, a lot of doors that you once couldn't open. Just because you have all of this stuff now doesn't mean you run around like, I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to have this. You're supposed to kowtow to me, because all it takes is one flip up and you're out of there. And I get the feeling that these young kids feel like they can't take my money back. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And now these contracts are going to be worded. What was it last year before last year, where the rookie wouldn't sign his contract because they had it worded crazy?
It was last year. It's interesting that you bring that up because they was talking about him today. Go ahead. It was last year.
So eventually, this is what the rookie contract going to consist of. This crazy wording that you can't get no speeding tickets, not speeding tickets, but you can't get no trouble with the law. You can't do this. You can't do that. NBA, they used to they had a thing where the players can't ride motorcycles, they can't ride jet skis, and nothing during the season. And then your boyfriend almost killed himself on a motorcycle. Jason, the point guard from Duke, number 2, he played NBA.
Jason Williams.
You got on the bike and you knew you weren't supposed to have one. Nobody talks about he lost all that money, signing bonus and everything, because he did exactly what they thought he was going to do, and they were prepared for it. So I think the NFL did. Go ahead. Let me take this call.
Yeah, there's something that has to be done. And just like you said, with some of this stuff, and we'll see it some more and keep it going. And that's athletes across the board. I just wish they do something to help these guys. Anything before now, like I said before, you got college kids getting all this money, changing lives early in their life as a youngster. You got your Hellcats, you got your Porsches, Lamborghinis. You basically you have a brand, and you at 19, 20 years old. You're re-signing contracts every year just to play college ball. I don't hear anything about scholarship, but they can cut your scholarship too, and things of that nature. But hopefully something has to be put in place. Like you say, the verbiage is in the contract. They know who you are before you sign. They give you all this money.
Of course.
And then you got the guys who want to fight. This is the part outside of the NFL and baseball and soccer and hockey. This is why the NFL contracts ain't guaranteed. Some of it is how y'all conduct yourself off the field. And this is the only way that they can think they can control their investment in you. Hey, you got to run for these many yards. You got to score these many touchdowns. You got to do this. You got to do that. You can't be out riding around like Skip say on jet skis and partying and motorcycling and doing all this stuff. And you got to weight clothes. You know what I'm saying? Zero body fat. You got to still be able to run and pass the physical and so forth. You can have an outstanding year and they'll still cut you.
Right. And I think it's a travesty that the NFL has a union and they're the only professional league that doesn't have guaranteed contracts. The only sport that you can get hurt quicker in is boxing. That's because that's what you do. You hit the hurt. But football players' lifespan is on average 3.5, 4 years. And there's no guaranteed contracts. And if you don't make, I think you have to make 4 years in order to qualify for the health plan, right?
6. Now you got to get 6 in, maybe.
Something like that. That's crazy to me. So to not have the contracts guaranteed, now you still can put the wording in there, but guarantee my money. This gives the owners an unfair advantage, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not making it hard on them to prove why it's not guaranteed because of the stupid stuff. I say we, but the stupid stuff that the athletes are doing. That's why it ain't guaranteed. I get it. But as somebody say, like Cam Ward, never been in no trouble, no nothing like that. He's with Tennessee. He signed his little 4-year deal. If he gets in trouble with the law, they probably could, take away the rest of the back end of the money and all this that wasn't guaranteed. And for why? For one mistake? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's going to do it, knock on wood. I hope he doesn't. But in NBA, NFL, and MLB, when these contracts are guaranteed, the wording is, if you do this, you lose this. You lose that. We take this back. In the NFL, if you don't kiss my shoestrings, I'm going to take your money. Because what they're doing to Brandon Ayuk is wrong. It's completely wrong. But it's part of the contract. Had it been guaranteed money, they wouldn't be acting this way. You get what I'm saying? So, to have a union and to be paying money into a union, and them to not even fight for a chance to have guaranteed contracts don't make sense to me. So as a player, I would say Deshaun Watson, guaranteed my money. I'll be right on over there. So it don't matter what they do to him, he gonna get all 152 million or whatever.
That's a whole fact.
You know what I'm saying? Well, and you know what's crazy is we talked about this before. The man was found innocent. And he still had that cloud over him, for all the stuff that he supposedly got away with or didn't do or did do. And he ain't played a full season since. But, hey, that's just me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in again. And hopefully y'all can join us next week.
Definitely.
We'll have everybody back, all the rest of the 2 horsemen that wasn't here today.
Yeah. And we're gonna y'all gonna see us jabbing each other left and right. Because I can't talk about the Falcons because my resident Falcon fan ain't here. My Cowboy fan ain't here. This cat over here, he can't say nothing to me about football, not nothing. My team went to his house and look, he can't say nothing. Look at his face. Because y'all move us at home.
Don't. That's not.
You did.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a good evening and a good night. We hope we all make it back here next week.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all.